In today's recap of Undercover Boss, we're bringing you two exciting episodes featuring employees that impressed their bosses. We will first start with the CEO of Johnny Rockets, and then continue to the CEO of Diamond Resorts International as they find the employees that impress them with their special skills. In our first episode, this boss will meet an employee that has musical and cooking skills like no other.
You can't be timid even if it means risking you being missing. You know what I mean?
You just made that up.
Yeah, we just do it like that, you know?
Wow.
We first start with the president and CEO of Johnny Rockets, John Fuller.
My name is John Fuller, and I'm CEO and president of Johnny Rockets.
Headquartered in California, Johnny Rockets is America's largest 50s-style diner chain. With 320 locations around the world, Johnny Rockets serves more than 13 million hamburgers annually. Johnny Rockets is a 50s-60s style all-American diner, creating an authentic experience for families. They've been successful in earning an annual revenue of more than $230 million. John joined the company in 2008 as the CEO, and since he joined the company, it's been growing pretty consistently. John wants to go undercover because he has only worked in finance, and he wants to see how things are run on the inside of the restaurants. He wants to get a better understanding of them so he can fix any issues that are facing the company and grow it even more. He'll be going undercover as Tom, a former gym owner competing in a reality show to win his own franchise spot.
While undercover, I'll be posing as Tom Carter, a former gym owner from Santa Barbara, California.
For his first job, he travels to Manhattan, New York to work as a cook.
Today I'm going to go to work as a cook in one of our Manhattan locations.
He meets up with AJ, and he first shows him how to make tuna, and John had never cooked before, so he was not confident about his abilities, but he follows AJ's instructions and does well. AJ next teaches him how to grill beef, and John sees how passionate AJ is about cooking, and he was very meticulous about everything, and he made sure that his food tasted great.
I am the guy here. I make it happen over here. There's a technique to everything I do, all right?
John next tries to make a burger and does okay, especially for a first-timer, but it wasn't good enough for AJ, so it gets thrown in the trash. It was hard for John to see the burger get thrown away, but he understands that AJ only wants to serve perfect burgers. On their break, he learns that AJ went to school for art and is a rapper and a dancer, which he also does after break. And while eating AJ's special meal, he performs his music for him and really impresses John with both the food and the music.
You can't be timid even if it means risking you being missing. You know what I mean?
You just made that up.
Yeah, we just do it like that, you know?
Wow.
John then asks why AJ's special meal was not on the restaurant's menu, and AJ explains that he sent his menu to headquarters, but he did not get a response yet. For his next job, John travels to Connecticut to work as a server.
The Mohegan Sun Casino here in Connecticut. This restaurant is the most successful restaurant we have in the system.
He meets up with Janice, and she first teaches him how to properly greet customers. Janice is a very energetic and enthusiastic employee, and she encourages John to act the same.
Hi, how are you today?
Is that simple?
You having a good day?
Yeah.
What do you feel like eating? You know, and then they tell you what you
just
want to
interacting.
John then follows her around and shadows her while she does her job, and he sees how well she interacts with customers. This restaurant is one of the best performing ones within the company, and John sees that it's because of the employees like Janice, who the customers love and keep coming back to. And next, Janice tells John that they'll be dancing for the customers.
We're like, come on, yeah, and then you get people that, you had a couple of drinks and they want to dance with you.
Yeah.
In Johnny Rockets, servers dancing for customers is part of the culture, and even the customers join in sometimes, but John doesn't know how to dance and was praying that he wouldn't have to. But when lunchtime came, and after learning some basic dance moves from Janice, he goes out and tries to perform what he learned. John was still very stiff and his dance moves weren't great, but Janice hypes him up and gives him a high five after his performance. For his next job, John travels to New York City to work as a bartender. He meets up with Claudia and they get right into the job, but before he could do much work, the franchise owner's mom, who was in the bar, recognizes his face and tells him that he looks like the CEO.
I feel like if I stay here 5 more minutes, she's going to blow the whole thing.
The CEO of Johnny Rockets.
John at first tries to ignore her, but knowing this could blow his cover, he talks to her in private and tells her what he's doing. Thankfully, Claudia was doing other stuff and she didn't overhear anything, so John's cover was still safe. Claudia teaches John how to create cocktails and margarita, and John then follows her instruction and does well, and then serves it to customers. Later they go outside to promote the bar by giving away flyers, and the bar system has been a new idea for Johnny Rockets. Since it's something totally different from their restaurant business, John sees that they need to have a different way to advertise and reach new people. The next day, John meets up with the franchise owner and they discuss ways to improve their advertising style. For his last job, John travels to Atlantic City, New Jersey to work as a food runner.
Today I'm in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and I'm going to be working today as a food runner.
He meets up with Tony, who gets right into the job and teaches him how to do everything quickly. John tries to follow Tony's instructions, but Tony was a little too fast for him, and he especially struggles during the lunch rush. Later on their break, John learns that Tony was imprisoned for 3 years after he assaulted and almost killed a guy he believed murdered his daughter. There was some proof, technically, but the police didn't have the full evidence to convict the guy, and now the killer is still at large. Tony's life was ruined after he went to prison, but the franchise owner of this restaurant got him that job after hearing the story, and Tony's now the best employee and works very hard and makes the owner proud. And finally, John's undercover time comes to an end, and he invites his employees to reveal his true identity.
You know me as Tom Carter,
Yes.
but I'm actually John Fuller, President and CEO of Johnny Rockets.
What?
So hey guys, if you're loving this episode, just wait for the next boss who will encounter an employee that deserves to get his house paid off. But for now, back to the episode at hand. First, to find out John's true identity with Janice. He tells her that he loved her enthusiasm and the way she interacts with customers, and he then offers her a new job and asks her to work with him on a new dance move that's gonna be implemented everywhere. He then offers her a fully paid family vacation, and on top of that, he offers to pay for her kids' college.
It would definitely make things a lot easier just to think that they have like a little nest egg, eat something that I couldn't do for them. So for me, that's big. It's huge.
Next in was AJ, and he tells him that he loved his passion for work and also his perfectionism. He then tells him he'll be making AJ's special meal available on all menus, and it will be named with AJ's name. He then offers to send him to the American Music Awards so he can have a great experience.
Your hard work definitely pays off. You work hard all your life, you definitely get your shot one day. You definitely do.
Next in was Claudia, and he tells her that she was a great bartender, and he informs her that he's working on new ways of advertising so the bars won't be empty, but for the time being, he doesn't want her to struggle since she doesn't make any money from tips, so he offers to pay her rent for a year.
I'm so shocked, I can't even think right now. I'm so excited. I'm so happy.
Last in was Tony, and he tells him that he was touched by his story, and he then offers to send him to a fully paid family vacation, and also promises to donate $5,000 to a charity that works for missing and exploited children. He then gives him $5,000 to help with his rent.
It touched my heart deeply, and I'm never ever going to forget it.
Let us now follow our next boss, the chairman and CEO of Diamond Resorts International, Stephen J. Klubeck.
Stephen J. Klubeck, chairman and CEO, Diamond Resorts International.
Headquartered in Las Vegas, Nevada, Diamond Resorts International is one of the largest timeshare companies in the world, with more than 200 resorts and 24 guest beds in 28 countries. Diamond Resorts International offers vacations to more than 385,000 customers. Stephen grew up in a well-off family, but his father taught him the value of hard work, so since he was young, Stephen was a very hard worker and achieved the highest grades in school. Stephen wanted to become a doctor when he got to college, but when he got older, his dream changed and he joined the business world. He made his first million after working for a few years, and in 2006, he got the chance to acquire a company named Sunterra, which was struggling financially. Steven saw the potential in the company, so he bought the struggling company and rebranded it to Diamond Resorts. He then grew the company from there, and now the company has become one of the biggest in the world. Steven wants to go undercover because he's seen what leads other companies to fail, and he wants to make sure that that's not happening to his company at the lowest levels. He's gonna go undercover as Jack Fisher, and his employees will be told that he's on a reality show contest, competing to win a prize to start his own business. For his first job, he travels to Sedona, Arizona to work as a hotel engineer. He meets up with Randy, and he takes him to the roof so they can fix the broken AC, and Steven then tries to follow Randy's instructions and help fix the AC, but he was really bad at manual jobs, and he eventually accidentally starts a small fire.
Boom, fire. Had to grab that extinguisher. I had to move in a second and put that fire out.
What that was a little bit of oil.
Yeah.
And it's kind of normal to come out.
They then go inside to change broken light bulbs, and while he was doing that, Steven learns that Randy used to own an RV repair business, and Randy was very good at his job, and he was able to sell his business for a good amount of money that would have let him retire, but before he got his payment in full, the people that bought his business filed for bankruptcy, and they weren't able to pay him the $240,000. With no money to retire, Randy's now working, but this time he doesn't even own his business. For his next job, Steven travels to Miami, Florida to work in the call center. He meets up with Sarah and he listens to her call first, and Sarah was trying to offer a room to a customer, but the customer wanted an upgraded one. The customer didn't have enough points to get that though, so Steven sees that Sarah could have offered another package which the customer would have accepted. Steven then hears another call where Sarah doesn't offer the best package and they lose another customer. Steven realizes that the reason Sarah is not offering the best deals is because she was not trained properly and didn't know that those details existed. He then sees her mess up again, which really pisses him off, so he decides to reveal his true identity to her and tells her that she's not doing the job properly.
My name is Steve Klubeck, Chairman and CEO of Diamond Resorts.
Hi.
You need a lot of training, honey.
He then tells her that he'll talk to the supervisor and find out why she wasn't trained properly. He then meets up with the manager, Lori, and yells at her for not training the employees, and then orders her to fix the issue immediately and decides to end his shift early. For his next job, he travels to Williamsburg, Virginia to work as a painter. He meets up with Greg, who takes him to a new place and instructs him on how to chalk up walls. They then get into the work and Steven sees the mask that was provided was not good enough, as it still lets in a little dust, which chokes him a lot.
Because you don't want to get this in you.
And after finishing the job, Greg takes him to another home and they paint it together. For his last job, he travels to Scottsdale, Arizona to work as a receptionist. He meets up with Amanda and she teaches him how to greet customers and how to use the computer system and book rooms for customers. They then start working and Steven applies what he learned and they check in customers. While working together, Amanda tells him that when rooms are overbooked, she's told to lie to customers and tell them that the reason they can't get a room is because of maintenance issues, and the customers are then sent to another place, which doesn't make them happy.
All resorts overbook because we do have a no-show factor, but I would not be happy if I was explained there was a maintenance issue.
And after this very long encounter, Steven's undercover time finally comes to an end and he invites his employees to reveal his true identity. First in was Greg. He tells him that he was a great teacher and then tells him that he'll be upgrading all the kits for the painters and then gives him a brand new car and another $20,000 as a bonus. Next in was Sarah, and he apologizes for being harsh on her and tells her that she wasn't the problem and then offers to train her himself and gives her $15,000 to pay for her student loans and offers to send her to a fully paid family vacation.
I'm ecstatic to continue with the company. Now $15,000 off my shoulders. It's a big relief. I feel like I can breathe.
Next in was Amanda, and he tells her that she was a great employee and tells her he'll fix the overbooking problem and then gives her $50,000 to help with her financial issues.
Is there a word beyond life-changing? I can't even begin to describe what it is.
Last in was Randy, and he tells him that he had a great time with him, and he then gives him $150,000 so he can pay off his mortgage and another $50,000 just for him.
It's an unbelievable breath of fresh air. He's paying off our mortgage.